Welcome to Inside Warhawk Football alongside UW-Whitewater head football coach Lance Leipold. I'm Sean T. And Coach, on Saturday, the Warhawks lost to Stevens Point 17-14. But even with the loss, your team was down 14-0 at half. Eric Kindler had an opportunity to tie the game up until the Pointers blocked a late field goal attempt. What did you have to say to your team, though, in the locker room after the game?
Well, I think, Sean, the thing is that extremely disappointed in some things that happened in the game that were unforced. And those were some things, and whether it be an effect from the week before's game and things we just lingered, but we just didn't come out and start fast, and we had talked about that, and that's a disappointing part. Encouraging point, once again, is that I think our young men have competed to the final whistle and those things. So those things are still encouraging, but we're just not making enough plays and making the plays when we need to.
Now, last week sitting here, you and your coaching staff hadn't made a decision on who would start at quarterback against the Pointers. You ultimately decided to start sophomore Matt Barron. How would you say Matt Barron performed on Saturday against the Pointers?
I think he did all right. I mean, there's some things, obviously, when you come up short, I think there's flashes of things that Matt is going to be an excellent quarterback in this league. At the same time, I think he'd be the first also to agree there were some things that he didn't do well. You know, interception for a touchdown, 2 drop snaps, you know, the unforced errors there, both on third down. One of those was inside the 15-yard line. So those are things that are a little disappointing. And the same hand, though, he makes some things happen with his feet, and he can do some things, and he's got an awful strong arm. But again, we'll continue to evaluate and try to get this thing back on track.
In the evaluation process, will Barron be starting this Saturday against UW-Eau Claire, or is the quarterback competition still open?
Well, it'll be open, and that's all fairness to both young men and Lee Brecky, and we're going to see all the guys practice, and we split reps, and we'll continue to split reps. And right now, we're looking for guys who can make things happen at any position offensively, because right now we're not getting enough plays. Now,
this upcoming Saturday is Senior Day here at Perkins Stadium. This is a senior class which has won 3 national titles, at one point won 46 straight games. But what else is there to say about what this senior group has done?
Well, it's been an outstanding group of guys, and I sure hope our fans and supporters will look at this group for their whole body of work. Yeah, we're disappointed. There's been some things that a little bit out of our control, and there's some things that we do control that we haven't quite played up to this year. But this is a great group of guys who have given a lot of time, efforts, and has made our program and hopefully our university very proud. And it'll be a special day for them, but the best way to make it a very enjoyable day is for us to play our best football.
In that Senior Day game on Saturday, you guys will be playing UW-Eau Claire, the Blue Golds. Junior Blue Golds running back Joel Sweeney is a running back certainly to keep an eye on as he nears 1,000 rushing yards. What can you tell us, though, more about the Blue Golds besides Sweeney?
Well, I think one thing about Saturday, I don't know if there'll be another football game in college football at any level that will have as much big bodies at tailback than these two teams will have. Those are 2 big-bodied, 240-pound plus tailbacks. But Todd Glazer does a great job at Eau Claire, and what I mean with that is they didn't get off to a very good start, and he kept his team together, and they focused, and they've played well, you know, for the most part here late in conference, and they want to end things right, and they're a team that'll continue to do things. Austin New, their quarterback, is a guy who I've always been impressed with, because some of the things we talk about Matt Barron, I see Austin do for them, and that's he makes a lot of things happen with his feet when things break down, and he can keep drives alive through scrambling and getting first downs and throwing the ball. So those 2 guys are going to have to be contained for us to have a chance for success.
The Warhawks have lost their last 2 games the last 2 weeks. What's the key to getting back on the winning track in Saturday's Senior Day matchup against the Blue Golds?
Well, we have to cut down on some of those penalties and mental errors and keep ourselves in positive position. I think in these last 2 games we have not won the turnover battle, and we need to do that. We've kind of stopped getting turnovers, and yet we've turned the ball over ourselves. So we've got to improve those things, and a lot of those things we can control in-house, but we've got to come out and play with a little more energy right off from the opening kickoff.
For Coach Leipold, I'm Sean T, and that was Inside Warhawk Football.